I thought this was completely over, but no, we have another contender in the ring, and this is what Hellena Taylor has dropped, and I want to kind of go over what she said one last kind of time. This is her tweets don't make sense in my eyes. They just don't. So we're going to listen to the context, the other videos that I've done, and again, I'll link her Twitter so you can watch these videos. I'm not taking this out of context, but this is what we're kind of working with.
And what did they think this was worth? What did they offer to pay me? The final offer to do the whole game as a buyout, a flat rate, was $4,000 US. This is an insult to me, the amount of time that I took to work on my talent and everything that I have given to this game and to the fans.
So again, we know this sort of thing that's been said, that again, $4,000. Again, she has said that they offered $4,000 as a flat out fee type thing. But this is what I don't understand. Previously with other people, they have said that it was a lot of money that she asked for Bayonetta. This is her Twitter page right now. And this is what kind of caught me off guard, because I generally thought that it would stick with it. Now, in the entire video, we've played all of them where she is told that, you know, she was paid $4,000, $3,000. That is literally it from her words. But this is what her Twitter said. It says, "It's come to my attention that some people are calling me a liar and a gold digger. I feel the need to defend myself and my reputation in the industry. See thread," and then this is the thread. "As I posted on the part 3 of my video thread, I explained that the first offer was too low, that there was an offer of $10,000 total. Remember this $450 million franchise, not including merchandise." I then wrote to in Japanese to Hideki, asking for what I was worth. I thought that was creative. He would understand. He replied saying that he valued my contribution to the game and how much the fans wanted me to voice the game. I was then offered an extra $5,000. I'm guessing it's quite a lot of zeros. So I declined the voice in the game. I then heard nothing for about 11 months, and then they offered me a flat fee to voice the lines of $4,000 and other lines such as $4,000 for 5 sessions are the total fabrications. There was not an extreme negotiation. I have been informed of the ridiculous fictions such I asked for $250,000. I'm a team player. I was just asking for a fair living wage in line with the value that I bring to the game. I could not talk about the game because of NDAs, but I happily answered fans' letters, emails, signed posters, recorded voice messages for weddings and birthdays. I kept up interest in the game during the long periods of radio silence from Platinum. The only time I was ever at a game conference, I felt weird asking fans for money for a signature, as they had already paid for the game, and I was grateful that they liked my work and the character, so I donated 100% of signing fees to charity. I will post 14 charities so that you can donate to charity instead of buying the game from the corrupt, greedy people. There are people who are attempting to throw shade and discredit what I say. The industry is powerful. They have powerful journalists too. They are trying to save their assets. Don't fall for it. Now, it's kind of weird because when you hear from herself, like even going over everything, I didn't hear any other numbers, and I'm sure everybody else was exactly the same. We didn't hear her turn around and say, "Hey, I was offered this much, more than what it's worth, etc., etc." Seeing this, the offer was $10,000 total. So, okay, and then obviously saying, "Hey, you get an extra $5,000." So effectively, you're getting exactly what we've mentioned out before. And if this is all true, if this is exactly it, I don't understand why Hellena came out and turned around and said that she was only offered $4,000 flat rate. That was it. It feels like you're getting $15,000 in total. Again, it's still, I think, a low ball for what the franchise is and stuff like that. But I feel like if you're going to come out and say this and say, hey, I was only offered this amount of money, and then now it's like, oh no, I actually said this, but there's no way in it. And even looking at the all the videos that came out, there was a fourth one which we didn't even know. Well, I didn't see anyway. And I even went back and kind of checked. And it doesn't really say much. It just talks about a passage from the Bible. And then obviously it's about her thanking the fans for everything about Bayonetta, which again is absolutely fine. I'm glad that she's thanked the fans for it. But I feel like if you're going to turn around, get everything out straight, just don't be like, oh, I previously said this, because you have the videos, we've gone through it. And again, like, it'd be very interesting to see what the emails were, and we'll never see them, and that's absolutely fine, but it'd be very interesting to know. But I feel like when you're posting this here and saying, like, as I posted in my three-part my video, I explained that the first offer was too low. The offer was $10,000. I don't remember her saying anything like that.
For those of you who are interested, I'd like to go into a little more detail about the back and forth. The first thing was I was required to audition again, because sometimes voices change with time. So I auditioned for the role and obviously passed with flying colours. They then sent me an insulting offer. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to write to Hideki Kamiya. I'm going to write to him and ask him for what I'm worth. So I got a friend who has been in business in Japan to write in Japanese to him. I know he read it because I got a reply. I got a reply saying that he values greatly my contribution to the game and that the fans really want me to voice it over, and the memory of first meeting me as Bayonetta is a memory I hold dear. So I thought, great, thank God. That was when they offered me $4,000 US. Do you know, Platinum had the cheek to say that I was busy, that they couldn't make it work with Miss Taylor's schedule. Well, I had nothing but time. They now have a new girl voicing her over. And I love actors. I wish her all the joy in the world. I wish her all the jobs, but she has no right to say she is the voice of Bayonetta. I created that voice. She has no right to sign merchandise as Bayonetta, any more than I have the right to sign as Eva Green, even though I was her parrot on the video game The Golden Compass. That portrayal is hers and hers alone. They'll probably try and do a spin-off with Jan. Don't buy that either.
So that is the entire whole video that she said in part 3. And I feel like if you're going to be talking about this and you're going to go out and try and get people to boycott this game because of the low ball pay and stuff like that, then throw everything out. Because when I looked at this entire thread and I read it this morning, I was like, I never heard that amount of money at all that was mentioned. It should have been there. She should have turned around and said, yeah, I was offered this. Like, I feel like the main reason why she's getting backlash in this is that she wasn't upfront with everything. And again, when you first hear the whole thing of, oh, I was only paid $4,000 for the entire role to voice the game, that is going to get people's backs up. That is going to get people to go, oh shit, like they're lowballing it. What? The actual fucking, what? You're Platinum Games, like fuck you type thing. But when you come out with something like this, saying that they offered $10,000, an extra $5,000, that does take the whole element of, yeah, you were going to be paid $4,000, and then now you're on this. It just makes sense. Like, I know what a lot of people want these days, and that is transparency. That is stuff that you want to kind of be known. Like, I want to know this before I start defending, before I start shouting, before I start making these videos. I take all the information that we have right now, and I want to take it and I want to run with it. I want to say, right, this is what we've got, so I can tell you exactly what's going on. But when you get told later on, here's the extra stuff for it later, how am I meant to know this? How am I meant to go, oh crap, you've got this, like you've only been offered this? you have to be very transparent when you're starting to do this. Otherwise, it's just going to get bad, and people are going to be like, oh my god, you lied to me, like, and some of the replies in this that I've seen earlier, I've seen a lot of people go at Hellena, and I feel it's horrible. But also, you haven't told the full story. If you'd gone, hey, I was offered 10,000 to voice the entire role, then obviously another 5,000 later on, this wasn't enough for a living wage that I needed, and I asked for more. I asked for insert number, like, 50,000, 60,000, whatever it was. But then obviously we've seen a lot of people turn around and say that she asked for $250,000. Again, we don't know this. Like, until we see emails or we see more information, we won't know about it. And I feel like that is one of the main things. But I feel like this story is constantly evolving. I thought I was done. I said I was done in the last one, but we're back in this one. But I just kind of wanted to give my kind of thoughts. I feel like, again, you have to be transparent on this. Otherwise, people will side. And when they get lied to, that's when they turn around and go, no, I stuck up for you. And you lied to me. I'm not having that. And that's one of the main things. So again, I wanted to kind of bring more light to this. Again, I didn't think I'd be talking about Bayonetta so much over the period of time. But yeah, we're going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll catch you in a bit.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。